crying in front of a girl is an absolute no. You can love golf. The whites were embarrassing us. You're actually fucking embarrassing us, bro.
Yes, baby. So, right?
He walked on water.
I've lived long enough to see that there's no evidence of a God. What if the Muslims are right? What if the Hindus are right?
Don't continue with a shot right now, yo.
No, you didn't
We've been
record
recording.
anything.
Okay.
They're gonna the episode started 5 minutes ago,
Okay.
maybe. Yeah, but welcome back to another episode of the Guest List podcast. Tattooed Poppy is here.
Yes.
Boss Lady Wanisha is here.
Hello.
Dot Zai is here. And today we have a ghost man.
Yeah. Mr. Not God.
Mr. What?
Mr. Not God.
V Man. We
V-Man, not
won't say
God.
his full name.
Yeah.
Yeah, just now you guys wanna cancel him, shame. He was giving us some crazy stories behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You don't wanna hear GBV things.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that though.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
to talk about that.
Yeah, what were you saying, bruh? You said you were chilling with guys who have abused women.
Yeah.
Yeah, what were they saying?
They say every man goes through that point where he like physically abuses.
Every man.
Every man goes to that point. It's either you've done it in one shape or form, or you almost done it.
Almost, yeah. I can see almost.
So,
but not all the way.
the conversation, how it came about, right? It was me coming to vent to them as my throat minds and say, "Ish, I almost became a person who physically abused his girlfriend. Luckily, I didn't do that. It's
Yeah.
not in me, right?
Is it because she pushed you to that?
Yes, she pushed me to that point, right? It's a long story, but like what happened, right? The day before, me and my woman were chilling. We had a beautiful time, right?
Yeah.
And then the next morning, she wanted to go to her friend's places and clean up and watch rugby at stadium. It was Sharks versus Blue Bulls. I did the same with the boys. She said, "Don't come to my section. I don't want you."
Wait, is this the story you were telling
Yeah,
before,
yeah.
earlier? I thought you were talking about someone else. Like,
No,
but
no,
it's
no.
your woman.
No, my woman. I'm coming to the Frontman stories when they tell me how they beat up women and everything.
Okay, rewind.
Very-
So you say you guys woke up.
Yeah.
And then?
We spent a night over at like an Airbnb because
Okay.
I'm staying with my boss right now, right?
Yeah.
So I can't just have a woman over my boss's house.
When was this?
I think it was like February.
Okay, it's
So
recent.
last month, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after that,
But you're not with her anymore.
we're trying, but it's failing. Yeah, we're not.
Wait, okay,
we're
finish
not,
the story.
we're not
Sorry to
together.
interrupt you.
Yeah, we're not together.
I'm
anymore.
just shocked, bruh. Go.
So, she watches the rugby match. I watch the rugby match and that, and I tell her, "Yo, since you're my woman, I'm not comfortable with you going to. I love you. Live your own life, create memories, but just know that deep down as a guy,
You wanted to go after the match.
yeah, to
Where?
go.
Which?
She wanted to go to Hatfield, around Hatfield,
She wanted to go alone.
with her friends.
She wanted to go
Ladies'
with her
night,
friends.
yeah.
Okay.
So it's a long story, but like so. Last year we were staying together and everything, so that was good.
Sorry to interrupt you again. Where does she live?
She lives in Pretoria. Like she's a student there.
I wanted to ask you, why do they want to go to Hatfield? That's like far, bruh. I thought you were gonna say Rosebank
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Sandton. Okay.
I stay around the
And she's a
Sandton.
student.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then I booked the
Sorry,
Airbnb
brother.
around Pretoria. She's a student, but like she's doing honors now. So I thought maybe she'll have like a sense of, okay, I'm growing up now. We're trying to build my life with me and my boyfriend. We're studying. He's working. We're trying to build this empire of us, both of us, like being the best versions of ourselves and coming together, creating a beautiful future. And I think maybe she still loves the nightlife, She doesn't want to be
Yeah,
too
how old is
serious.
she?
She's 23,
And how old are you?
26.
Okay.
Okay.
So after that, I tell her I'm not comfortable and everything, but go live your life, create memories.
She's definitely creating memories.
Don't hurt my-
Hey.
It's too early. You're hurting my feelings. Anyways, I tell her send me your live location so that I can know that you're safe wherever you are. And
That's what he says. Oh, you wanted to see if she's safe.
yeah, everything.
You just wanted to see where she is.
Yeah.
What she's doing.
And then me and my boys go out to Hatfield, the Cheekies, right? And I'm hoping I see my hand. I'm gonna see my hand, yeah, bro. So that I can see it. So my hand is fine, yeah, bro. Everything is fine and everything. And then I was like, no, today I'm playing it cool. I'm not that overprotective boyfriend or calling all the time. Let me be cool. Let me play it cool.
Yeah.
After that, me and the boys drink and everything. From like 3 o'clock, 8 o'clock, the girls hasn't texted me, hasn't sent me a location. She
3
usually
p.m.
Yeah.
Going into the night.
Yeah. And then it's
She was
12
creating
o'clock now.
It's midnight.
Memories.
Midnight.
It's midnight. She hasn't sent you any
Anything,
notification.
baby, are you okay? Baby, I'm already out with the girls. Nothing.
Yeah.
Chest pains, bro. And you said you're
Damn.
trying to work it out.
Yeah, but that's not working now. Not working.
No shit, eh?
Yeah.
Wait, so then, okay, so 12 comes. How did it get to potentially physically engaging with her?
I called her, right? 50 times.
Yeah.
Ah!
50 is crazy.
I tried calling
Yes.
and she said, "What's up?" Imagine.
She said,
You-
what's up?
What's up? At 2 a.m.
Wait, how long have you been together?
We've been together 8 months.
Bro,
Woo!
leave her, bro.
Yeah.
Aye, bro.
And then she's like, "What's
Leave her,
up?"
bro.
I'm like, "What you mean? What's up at 12, you know?"
Yeah.
I tried to text her, "What you mean? What's up?" So am I your fool now? I'm a weakling.
Yeah.
Don't you see that I'm a man in this relationship? I want to know what's about and everything like
Yeah.
that. She switch off it.
Oh.
And you're still trying to work it out, bro. She got no
Shit.
No,
respect for you.
let's find out what happened. Maybe she's
Shit.
having a great time.
Shit.
Listen to you.
Maybe there were other guys involved.
Woman!
Ah, the only time women are that.
You know when I go out, you know where I am. I speak to you
Yes,
the
I'm
whole
supposed
night.
to.
Yeah.
Yes,
Even
I
if
know.
you are just vibing, bruh, the fact that she was ignoring you the whole time without communicating. Communication is the basis of a relationship.
100%.
If you just met her last night and you just talking to her, a woman who actually respects you would say, "No, this is what I'm doing. I'm going out with friends.
Yeah.
Hey, how's your day going?"
Yep.
Just communication.
Yep.
That's it. It's not about jealousy or clinginess or anything. I mean, I'm sure you would do the same, bro. If you were to go out, you would let her know, like, oh, these are
do.
my plans for the day.
I even like take videos, me and drinking with the boys.
That's normally what a woman will do. Like, if she really
Yes.
respects you, she'll send you selfies with her friends. She's
Aye,
got
bruh.
drinks.
She's for the streets,
Maybe
bruh.
let's say there's a love song playing. I'm
What's her
drunk
name?
with the boys.
Nah, you can't
Oh, you
reveal her
mean,
name.
Her name starts with an L though.
Okay, L.
Luanda.
Yeah.
Aye,
Is that her name?
whoa. Let's keep it at L. Let's keep it at L.
Luanda. Aye, bro. What are you doing to my guy?
Yo.
And then what
Is her
happened?
name Luanda?
Let's keep it at L. Let's
I'm a
keep it at
G.
L.
I'm a
Nah.
legend. I'm a legend.
Nah. We can't be doing this. Next thing we're getting
Wait,
sued
wait,
here.
wait, wait.
Okay, yeah,
Defamation.
we'll cut that part out.
I
No,
don't
don't
cut
cut
that's
it
fine.
out.
Okay.
Don't worry.
And then what happened?
Aye.
We want to get to the juice.
What's her surname?
I was at the house now in Santon.
What's
Imagine
her surname?
from PTA.
We can't.
Santon.
Now we're keeping it at L. L.
Yeah, he's taking an L.
Not God taking L's.
Hey, bro.
Shit. Shit.
I'm turning from Santon. I was at the gate, at the estate gate. I'm turning now. Going to PTA.
Yeah. Wait, you're almost home.
Yeah, I'm almost home by the gate.
So you
Now,
said you're gonna
it's
go
about
back
me
to
putting in
PTA.
the code. And she
So
said,
this is at 2 a.m. You thinking of going back to
Yeah.
PTA now?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Tell the Uber driver, I'll pay you more, my brother. Let's go.
Yay.
Let's go to PTA. I am calling her back on the road and everything. Uber driver's like, no request. I'm like, my brother, you're my chauffeur now. I'll take care of you. We go back. I call 100 times. She answers. She answers. She says, I can't take the call. There's noise here. I'm like, send the location. I just want the location. Nothing else. Live location. She keeps quiet, switches off the phone, switches off the data.
Sure.
I continue
bro.
calling. I think I called
She's
500
with the
times.
main nigga, bro.
She's with the
I
nigga.
think
You were the
Definitely.
side
Hey.
nigga.
She's
Oh,
with the nigga,
shit.
bro. Anytime a girl does that shit, she's with a nigga or she's with
Bruh.
niggas.
So,
4G vibes.
that's
Games night vibes.
Okay, guys, you're breaking his heart.
You
Yeah.
chose the wrong day to sit here.
Shame.
eh?
Yeah.
I chose the wrong day.
Just twist your mic up towards. Yeah.
Yeah. So she sends me. She tells me she's at Pablo. I go to Pablo.
Is
Get
Pablo a venue?
Yeah, like a club.
Maybe she was by a guy whose
Named
name is
Pablo.
Pablo.
I go
I
to
have a client from PTA named Pablo, man.
Pablo is busy, bro.
So I get into
You
Pablo.
guys are wrong.
I get into Pablo. She's not there. Call her another 100 times. She answers. She's like, no, I'm in blue room now.
Bloom.
Blue room.
Oh,
The club.
Yeah, it feels.
Yo.
I go to blue room. I'm mad now because firstly, I've called maybe more than 500 times or 200 times. And also, she lied saying she's at Pablo. Now she's at blue room.
Okay.
So I'm mad now. I'm genuinely mad as a guy who's deeply in love with this woman.
Yeah.
Like I've done a lot of things, and she hurt me. Like the things she said after, I'm gonna say she really hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
So I go to blue room. I get to blue room. Call her. She comes out. I'm mad now. She's wearing a tiny skirt like this.
Oof.
I've never seen her wearing a skirt for me like that. Even
Lorenzo,
when you try to make up
the
sex,
mic up there.
nyana, she would never seduce me with such skirt. I'm like, my girl's looking gorgeous. Ow! Never seen this.
Yo.
You know, it's a good thing that you experience that. I think every man needs to go through that
Yup.
to learn how to, number one, respect yourself,
Yeah.
what
Facts.
not to tolerate,
Facts.
and to also know that one day you'll meet someone who actually has respect for you, bro, and would never do that. And then
Yeah.
you'll realize, I was actually, why did I even call this woman 200 times? You shouldn't even done that, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
calling once, twice, maybe thrice, I get it. Like, even myself, sometimes I put my phone aside or whatever.
Yeah.
But most of the time, bro, she would have called you back. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, immediately. If a girl respects you and she cares about you, she will make sure that you don't have any she'll make sure doubts and that you're wondering about her. Like she'll assure you in some ways. And the fact that she was doing that now, bro. Honestly, if you haven't left her by now, bro, you're cooking yourself, bro.
Yeah.
be
Because
honest.
now she knows she got away with it that time.
Yep.
She's gonna do it again.
Yep.
Thank you for the advice, but continue with the story. Get into blue room. I'm mad. I am mad. Seeing the short skirt, I'm like, And look, she's like, babe, I'm not leaving. I'm like, Sekai. She's trying to fight. She pushes me. I'm like, Sekai. Open the door, pushed her in the car. Like, violently so. And that was like the only gender-based thing I've done.
Okay.
But I didn't hit her. It's just me pushing her in the car. And she cries. I tell the Uber driver to stop the car. She cries because she's my woman. I love her. Yeah. I started crying too because I love her.
Shit.
I'm like, baby, I'm really sorry. Hey, I'm
Oh
really
my
sorry
God.
to, for the way I've shoved you inside the car. Why are you laughing, Milo?
Yo, it's getting worse, bro.
No.
Milo!
It's getting worse, bro.
Big out.
It's getting worse,
Ah,
bro.
Don't laugh, bro.
It's
Like,
getting worse now.
like,
I'm laughing because I can relate.
Crying.
The thing is, you see now, here's another piece of advice. Yo, bruh, as we're
Never
getting
cry.
older, the fact that
Men
a
can cry.
woman,
What do you
let,
mean?
Not in front of
that
your woman.
anyone, let alone a woman,
Never.
can have that much control over you to get you that emotional. It's bad, bruh.
Yes.
If you called her once and then you sent a message saying, "Hey, I'm trying to get hold of you," and she didn't call you back, and you left it there, I guarantee you, bruh, she was gonna wonder why are you not bothering? But now she knows, oh, this guy's calling me 100, 200 times. He's got time.
Yep.
You see, but if you didn't respond, or maybe she takes 3-4 hours to respond, and you see the message, then you only respond the next day, bruh, she was gonna be shaking, bruh.
Yeah.
So
Because now she's got you where you're supposed to have her.
Yes, true. It's always it's power games in relationships.
Unfortunately, it is.
Unfortunately.
But that's where it is now, bruh. Okay, I'm in a relationship. But if Wanisha, if we're vibing and she doesn't respond to me, I'm not gonna respond. I'm not gonna message either then.
Yep.
Because now it's like I'm thirsty. Why? Where are you? Blah 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 blah. Nah, fuck that, bruh.
so for me, yeah, like it's a serious relationship. So there was a point where like I genuinely want to know what's happening, and I've always been suspecting things since because we used to live together. Since she moved into her new race, she's been acting like a total different person.
Yeah,
So,
she's got more freedom now.
yeah. So
Yes, baby.
so right yeah.
Wait.
That's
So I was
crazy.
holding. So
That is crazy.
so you know that sometimes as a guy you want to hold yourself and do not become insecure when you ask a woman or when you question her.
I this guy's name. you must bleep his name. Woo, sorry, continue, bro.
Bro, yeah, it was a long relationship, so I couldn't like tell her you are doing this or you are doing that because I'm seeing her different different changes in terms of like her character, and I need to keep it cool as that time.
She made up her mind already, and you still tryna
That's true.
save something that's unsavable, bro. She's
So
she may you know what women do now, especially when they're younger. They have multiple options, and the fact that she's in res,
Yo.
she's got multiple options.
Rez.
She's keeping you on
Yo.
as the good guy, right? While she's still keeping her options open. And if someone better than you comes along, then she's gonna feel safe. Because they call it monkey branching. A woman will stay in a relationship until she finds something better, then she goes on to the next. But she'll never just leave you to be single, bro. It's very rare for a woman to do that. If she likes you.
Yo.
So after that, right, she cries and everything like that. Let me just try and fast forward because Rotman stuff so that we don't waste time. She cries and everything. I apologize and everything. I took her to her place because like I couldn't take her back to Insecurity because I stay with my boss. So we get into race, we speak, and I tell her the things that I've done for her. Like there's money that I took out from the business. My business is currently down and everything. I took like around about like 10K to make sure we're good for Valentine's, spoil her.
Damn, nigga.
I'm telling her like the
Ask
sacrifices
Wanisha.
Oh my
My opinions on
god. Yo.
Valentine.
the sacrifices I've made for her, and she was like, you see today one thing I've noticed, you are dangerously obsessed with me, and you should leave me alone.
Yeah. She's right, bruh.
What I mean, I'm dangerously obsessed.
Nah,
'cause
she's actually right, bro. You
I was-
needed that reality check,
Yeah.
bro.
I was like, I'm deeply in love with you. I'm making a sacrifice since
You must listen when they speak. Bruh.
Yo.
it's because I like her, you know. Like you know that it's Valentine's Day. I want to spoil my woman. I want to show her I am capable.
You know how many women are here in Joburg?
The men, you know, like she doesn't know. Like you know, one thing about women as well. They think when we love them alone, they think we don't have options. I have a lot of options, just that I chose to love her because she genuinely seemed like a kind girl.
Yeah,
Wanisha,
but
why are you so quiet?
you communicating to her though that you don't have options. That's the thing. You see, the relationship power dynamics are very important, and as a man, you need to know them. I need to teach my son relationship power dynamics. You need to make it seem like you are a hot product, even throughout your relationship, even after securing a goal. Because women, unfortunately, thrive off of social proof. So women like when other women like you. They like when that there's a chance they could potentially lose you. Women don't like knowing that they have the complete upper hand. That's when they lose interest in you. Because women like drama. They feed off of drama. You know, that's why even when you're courting a girl, notice when you're courting a girl, a lot of the time young girls make a mistake where they tell a guy or they hint at the potential options they're exploring also. And it turns guys off. Because women think that what woos them woos us. And for us, it's exclusivity. For them, they like the danger element of things. You know, and the position you in right now, bro, you've played yourself to be almost like a male best friend, bro. Crying in front of a girl is an absolute no. You can never, ever do that. You can never, ever do that, bro. She will never respect you the same, bro. Ever after you cry in front of her. You're not the same level of man, bro.
It's the 200 phone calls for me, bro.
What is
Yeah.
that, bro?
I think you should listen to her. Because if a woman says you too much,
Yeah.
Ah.
borderline stalker,
And she's maybe telling some other nigga that also.
You know what you must just
then
tell
you
her?
should
Or don't
you should
even
listen
from
to her.
now. Don't even message her, bro.
Just block her, bro. Just block her, bro. Honestly, like there's no salvaging this cock, bro.
Yeah.
Now you in the worst position you could have ever been in this person's
Yeah.
life. Like she sees you as a weak man, bro.
You are an option, but you the worst option.
Yeah.
I get that
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
you really wanted this girl and you really wanted it to work. But don't be too much also. That's where
Bro,
the
you know what
problem is.
happened? Okay, finish. Sorry.
That's where the problem is. Just step back a bit and then you'll see she'll be like, why is he not calling me? Why is he not messaging me? Then she'll be the one.
It's too
calling
late
me.
now. Leave this girl, bro.
You know
It's
when
too late,
you
bro.
know she came back this weekend. I posted having dinner with another girl. You know what she said?
What?
Oh, we going out on dates with other people now. After she
She's
broke
already
up with me.
prepared. You see, she's already
She's
prepared.
like, yo, so we're going out with other dates with other people now. So you've found my replacement. I'm like, what is this girl's?
It's a
Yeah,
mental.
Just ignore that, bro.
Yeah. Anyways,
Before you go on, when I was younger, I was dating this other girl. So I go visit my friend. When I walk in, my friend opens for me and then he goes back in front of his laptop. Now, okay, just to be clear, you know, when you're younger, your friendship groups, they communicate with each other.
Yeah.
The guys are all friends with girls, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So he's on a video call with my girlfriend
Hey.
and he's talking to her. And then I'm standing, I don't now go in front of the camera. Like, I just stand on the side and I'm keeping quiet. And then he asks her, so what's happening with you and Milo? And then she said, no, we're just friends. Right? From there, I just laughed, bruh. I was like, oh, okay, cool. From there, bruh, you must listen when they speak, bruh.
Yeah.
Listen when they speak.
Yes.
Because she's definitely keeping her options open. She has options.
Definitely. She was worth her options that night.
Yeah.
She may have been with several of those options that night.
Throughout the whole day, bruh. From 3 p.m., you said.
Yeah, no, she was
Okay.
really exploring her
Wanisha?
options.
You heard that story, nah?
Yes.
Prat.
I agree with what you guys are saying. Well, except the crying part.
No,
You said
you
don't
never.
cry.
Hey, any gent out there,
No.
listen to me.
I
No,
cry if you need to cry.
No.
Cry.
Don't
If
ever
you
do
a
that.
Guy,
Don't
you
listen
need
to them.
Cry.
Don't listen to
Cry.
them. Don't listen to women. Women don't know what they want. Because and you know there's proof of that every day in society. A woman will say she wants a committed guy. She wants a guy who's loyal. She wants a guy who
Yes.
can be emotional in front of her.
Yes.
No, they go for the absolute opposite.
Wait.
And they
wait.
keep going for the absolute opposite.
They tell you what they want in a long-term partner.
Yes.
But they won't tell you what they're attracted to.
Yeah, exactly.
You see,
Exactly.
if you ask a woman what does she want in a guy, she's gonna mention everything that she wants in a long-term partner, someone that she can see herself dating, marrying, having kids with.
Yeah.
But the guys that they in the club with, making you stupid with, it's not that guy, bruh.
Yeah. 100%. It's not the chivalrous guy
Yeah.
she's talking about. It's not. I had to learn that the hard way. I was that
Yeah, same
chivalrous
here.
guy growing up and whatever.
You
Bro,
boring, basically.
you boring. You will get made dumb, bruh. Somewhere along the way, bruh, they're gonna find someone to replace you. They're gonna cheat on you. I used to be that guy till I became ruthless, bro. I'm lucky I learned my lessons in high school, because that's when I started to change, bro. When I became a devil, that's when I started scoring, bro, like crazy. You know, like to a point I had a year where
I want to
was-
expose myself, but it's fact, bruh.
Yeah.
They love, like, women love danger. They love it, bro. They can get onto social media, talk about, oh man, I'd rather choose the bear. Cuck. They love the danger. They want to know where the danger is.
But I was telling Mikael, now you're torturing that girl that really wants the good guy, that really wants to settle down and start a family and all that. Now you've been hurt by all these bad guys, and then the good girl gets
You torture.
no.
You shopper.
That's not right.
You shopper. You
That is
initiate.
not
You
right.
have to shopper them, bro. Like, you know why? Because of the power game, because of the power dynamics. You, unfortunately, it's like this. You have to play the game where you destroy her, like, and I'm not talking, you don't have to be like a manipulator and an abuser and whatever, but you have to conquer her, you have to colonize her mind to a point where she believes that you are the ultimate, you know, and then you get to shape and mold the woman of your dreams. But you're not going to shape and mold the woman of your dreams if she thinks you weak, if she thinks that she has some type of hold over you, or some type of, or she can ignore 50 calls. You're not shaping that type of woman, unfortunately. That's what I'm saying, bro. Cut your losses, cut your L's, cut this L, get rid of her. You don't need her in your life, bro. Like right now, I can say, bro, in my relationship, I play those power dynamics, bro. I've had to do that, you know, and because of it, I have an amazing marriage, bro. Like, if my girl, anywhere she's going, bro, she will update me. Anything she's doing,
even if she's across the ocean,
she will update me, bro. You know, she's concerned, she's
or
open.
be toxic, bro. Just hook up with a friend.
No.
You know what I will say? Don't
best friend.
compete with women in terms of promiscuity. They'll beat you every time, bro. Because there's more guys looking for pussy than there are girls looking for dick. Girls can self-pleasure until infinity, you know? But us, we know we need pussy at some point, bro. You know, so there's more guys in her DMs waiting for her right now than there are girls waiting for you. So never play those games
Must
with a
make
girl,
your
bro.
heart strong, bro.
Definitely. So after that, she
This guy is not listening, bro.
This is why you can't give advice to guys, because
Thank you for the advice. I'm gonna be
I promise you, not God is after this. He's gonna call her and he's gonna
Never.
baby, I'm done with the
This man
podcast,
is not
baby."
listening,
never,
bro.
never. You know, I used to be like that. You know, I used to be like that. Like I'm not lying to you. That's what won her. But you know, sometimes
Love makes you soft.
yeah, and you become comfortable and everything like that. You guys go through challenges and everything. But I used to be that guy, and I asked myself, where did I go wrong? And the only time I went wrong is basically by me saying, let me stop manipulating this girl. Let me stop colonizing her, because I felt like I am a bad dude. I have it by my bellies.
Yeah.
So I had it by the titties. Yeah. So Ganti, I'm failing. So yeah. So I shot myself basically.
Yep.
But another thing, after that happened, she said I'm capable of gender-based violence the way I pushed her inside the car. So for now, she wants space. She's not sure. Whether she
Space,
can
dick. Space is a
It's
substitute
another
for
word,
dick.
ne? She's not sure whether
Blind.
she should continue with me or not. She's still gonna speak to her sisters and everything like that. Another thing, anyways, it's a huge story. But like, it's a huge story. But anyways, fast forward, I'll go back to my Grootmans. I'm like, Grootman, you know, this happened yesterday. You said whatever you said, right?
Yeah.
And DJ Milo saying, you should never call a girl 200 times. But it's fine. It's a learning curve.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna shape you and mold you. Hey, but the shaping and mold you thing, I don't want to be like that.
Yeah.
He said, there's a point where you get in life where you punish a girl. for what she has done to you. Maybe played with you, lied to you, whatever way or shape or form.
Yeah.
And he said to me, "You should have hit her." I'm like, I'm like, no.
Yo,
Like, the conversation changed. They're in the group, right? I'm like, I can't. I'm like, I can't. Because for me, I'm like, I'm not that guy. I'm like, no, Grootman, I can't. Like, no. Where did you not hitting her lead you? It led me here. He said, see? And then after that, he said, this is a power dynamics. This is how she respects you. But I'm like, how can you hit a girl and
Is he Zulu?
Uh,
Oh yeah.
yeah. And then
yeah.
I'm like,
No disrespect to Zulus.
yeah.
I'm a colored guy, but I knew he's Zulu.
Zulus, we know.
So he said something to me. He said, his friends around this friendship group and everything, they know where to hit. Don't hit a woman where it's gonna be visible tomorrow. She's gonna take a picture.
Hey,
And
bro, that's the wrong advice. I
I
can
know
tell
it's
you
a
for
wrong
free.
advice, but we're speaking about gender-based violence and how niggas do it, right? And I'm like, no, you can't do that. And she was like, listen. So I was like, okay, let me listen to his story. For me, I'm trying to vent and say, man, I almost find myself in a situation I've almost abused my woman. Please advise. I don't
Yeah.
want to lose her. And please shape me as a man and not be a man that reacted the way I did react yesterday
Yeah.
night. He just
Sorry, make it
Yeah.
tight.
he just like switched a lot of things around for me. And he started like expressing and telling me how his friends hit women and how he hit women. So he told me that another way of like disciplining a woman after she makes you a fool and everything. He said yesterday you should have kept quiet, brought her in the house, and beat her up. I'm like, oh,
Hey, wait. Nah.
Listen.
Yo,
Nah.
you're
Listen.
getting extreme advice.
it's
Yo,
okay.
bruh.
So what I said,
Yo.
and then he said, like I'm just telling people, it's like this is like for educational purposes. I'm not condoning gender-based violence. I'll never do it, and in any shape or form. But that was the advice I got, right, from these older people,
Mm.
from the 90s and everything like that, and the 80s, and they said they bid women it's not seen or visible. You get what I'm trying to say? So let's say someone puts me
That's
around
crazy,
my
bro.
even if I say, hey, Milo put me up, it can be seen, or even if maybe your mother.
How you see as a man, you must also recognize your power.
Yeah.
You don't need to train. You don't need to be in a gym. You don't need to be a boxer,
Mm,
right? I can be a skinny guy, but Wanisha is half my size.
Yeah.
If I must actually physically do something to her, I could harm her very badly.
very
Yeah.
You see. And okay, it's unfortunate, like some women don't realize the difference in strength, when you compare the average man and the average woman.
Yeah.
And that's why some women have that confidence to hit their man or throw stuff at him and whatever.
Yeah.
But it's your responsibility as a man to know, just look at your hand, look at her hand.
Yeah.
If you must, how I see it now,
Mm.
and no disrespect to women, but a woman is like a child, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
You are supposed to protect.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to take care of. If you had a fight with a 6-year-old, that 6-year-old doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah.
The woman you have a fight with, she doesn't stand a chance. And I'm speaking
Yeah.
about the average woman. I know
True.
people in the comments will say, "Yeah, but I hit men, blah 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 blah," or my friend hits men.
You
Like,
come across a man.
you're
at
gonna
home,
come across
hey.
there's Ronda Rousey. I think one interviewer, she was on a podcast, or an interviewer asked her, "Is your husband scared of you?" And she says, "My husband is bigger than me. I don't know if he's an MMA fighter or whatever. He might not be a fighter, but he will kill me."
Yep.
That's Ronda Rousey. She's an
Yep.
MMA fighter.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, as a man, bro, don't ever you're never gonna win in the long run. Like
You're gonna
all she
catch a
needs to do
criminal
is just
case.
call the police, bruh.
Yep.
Even if she hits you first.
That's true. And that's what I was saying, that it makes dating tricky these days, where let's say I'm you DJ Milo, and you dating me as a girl, and I know which buttons to push, and to you as a man, the words I can say that can push you to that height, and I'm recording you so that I know that maybe you might push me or slap me, and
Mm.
it becomes really tricky. So a lot of men are in danger today because of gender-based violence, because it's a very, very sensitive matter in South Africa, and you can get cancelled now because of that, especially when like you're a public figure. Even if maybe
Yeah.
you
But
find
that's why it's your responsibility to make sure that both men and women, they shouldn't be able to have that emotional control over you.
mm,
I'm out all the time. I get annoyed with people all the time,
Mm.
bruh. But just let them do their thing.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to women, bruh. But I think we've been speaking about this for like half
Yeah.
an hour. Can we start the podcast now?
Yeah, shit,
Yo.
bro.
That is crazy, bruh.
It's so layered, this whole thing, bro. I would
Yeah.
just say advice to any man, if you're in a situation where you feel like you wanna put your hands on a woman, just run away. Just get
Yeah.
out of there. That's my best advice. Get out of there. And if she's pushing you, she's even touching you, she's pushing you in your face and stuff, get away from her. That's the best advice I can give to you.
And-
Yeah, don't cry. Hey, crying in front of a woman. I remember once I made a mistake and cried in front of a woman, bro. I remember the one time we were sitting with our mutuals and she was telling the story of how I cried, and she was like, in her mind, she was like, yes, I finally made him cry. And I was like, bitch, what the fuck? I'm never fucking crying in front of a girl again. What the fuck? Because then that becomes now the story she gets to tell to her friends at the baby shower, wherever, and you look like a puss, bro. And I just think that it's not in any man's interest to ever cry in front of a woman, no matter the circumstances. Just don't do it. You look weak as hell, and it's just never gonna
I'm
benefit
just
you.
disturbed by your story. I mean, thank you for sharing, man. I've been through it with women. But as I said, it's a good thing. You had to experience a woman like that. It's unfortunate that you're now 26. You said you're 26 years old, huh?
yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
26 years old. And you had to experience. It's a bit late, but it's good, bro.
Hopefully you take that lesson and you correct from here, bro, because a lot of guys don't. A lot of guys still approach the dating game with a lot of naivety, and you will just
You
be
know
taken
what?
for a puss,
There's
bro.
nothing wrong with simping, nah. But get into a relationship with a woman who loves, respects you, and then you can simp with her. Wanisha gets anything she wants. Mine. Wanisha, are you spoiled? Wanisha is spoiled. And that's just, yeah, bruh. Don't simp for someone who's got no respect for you, bruh.
100%. Yeah, and take it as it comes. Listen to how she speaks to you, like how she acts towards you. Just listen to it, like see the obvious signs for what they are. Don't be like, it's not that she's having an off day. Nah, bro. There has to be like blatant respect for you. Or else she's respecting another man. There's always a nigga out there that's catching the respect you should be catching. And you never want that situation, bro.
Hectic. Next topic.
Love golf. Liam Jacobs tried to distract us with love golf.
Wait,
okay.
what? What happened?
Yeah, so no, we'll jump into PA after this. Let's go.
Wait,
love
I
golf.
feel like we started this podcast to talk about the PA.
No, we're not yet to talk about the PA. We had to talk about South Africa.
But
Love
the
golf.
PA was
The
wild this
whites
week
were
also.
embarrassing us. You're actually fucking embarrassing us, bro. Hey,
Fuck
whites,
happened, bro?
fucking unruly, man. Where did you fucking learn that, cuck? Oaks are fighting, then stay in city. Shit, man.
Oh, who's the DJ that played there?
Black coffee.
No, man. The white guy. Calvin Harris, it was his first time in South Africa. I was in Bloemfontein on Saturday, nah? And I saw videos. I was like, "Aibo." And the comments were saying, "Oh, we're having concerts. What? We're having private concerts now. Like there was no marketing or,
Yeah.
but it was packed. But what happened? People fighting.
Yeah, the whites were fighting there, bro.
You sent
Nah,
me the video. Okay.
this whole time I thought it was only coloreds that were fighting
Was
at
it a
gigs, bro.
riot or fighting over what?
I don't know what they were fighting over, but it looked like a big fight because I just saw people getting activated left, right, and center, bro. It was
Yeah.
this big brawl. And
Okay, you must put this on the. As we talking, you put it in the middle.
yeah, I know, man.
Yeah. Nah.
Oh,
What tournament?
amazing.
What is okay? Let me just give you guys an insight into my brain. I don't know anything about anything. I know about music. I know about DJing. And if you ask me about LIV golf, I've never heard of it in my life. I didn't know there's a golf tournament. I didn't know that you could have concerts at Stein City. I thought it's just a fancy estate. So I'm just shocked at this whole situation. Like, what's going on?
So
I'm
from what I
brain
understand,
dead.
it's this big golf tournament. I also don't know much about golf. And Gayton McKenzie apparently is the one responsible for bringing it here this year.
Okay.
So I think it's amazing because it puts more of a spotlight on South Africa. And apparently Donald Trump was there. He wasn't there.
But what? Okay, it's a golf tournament. What is Calvin Harris doing there? So is it the after party? Like there was a huge festival. Like who? Okay.
I think they were talking
You
about
see,
some
you're gonna
kind
make
of
me disrespect the little girl. I love Lord Case, but the way you said Black Coffee, Calvin Harris, Lord Case didn't go, bruh. But anyway, yeah.
But I think somebody said something about a White House representative being there or something, and saying that it kind of breaks the rumors of white genocide, because white people could come to South Africa and have this golf
Are
tournament.
they still on that topic of white genocide?
Yes, the White House is still on that. Donald Trump is still under the illusion of
Donald
that.
Trump needs to chill. I
But-
used to like Donald Trump.
One of his favorite players won the tournament. Okay. Yeah, but there's proof that there's no white genocide, but there's white people fighting at the tournament.
I used to
know what I'm
like
saying?
Donald Trump, bro, but well, okay. Maybe it's just not only Donald Trump, but everyone is just delusional these days.
Yeah.
The world is going crazy.
Yeah. I think a large part of that white genocide rhetoric was the responsibility of Elon Musk. I think Elon Musk was pushing that in Donald Trump's ear. Because he's one of the benefactors of apartheid, so a lot of white
Well,
people.
Donald Trump had to ask him, doesn't your father live here in
Yeah, but his father's
South
also
Africa?
pushing those narratives. Have you seen the interviews with Elon Musk's father? Very racist shit,
I
bro.
only
Like
watched-
blatant racism in
I
those
only watched the
interviews.
one with Mac G.
Yeah, no, there he's more censored. But when you watch him with a white interviewer, nah, he goes in, bro. He
Hmm.
goes in, bro.
What's
Gloves
his name
off.
again?
Donald Trump's father.
Errol.
Not Donald Trump's father, Elon Musk's
Elon
father.
that's
Musk.
why- oh, yeah.
Errol
Yeah.
Musk, nah?
Elon Musk. Yeah, he's very blatant about his thoughts on
Bruh, South Africa is a movie. So white people, okay, not all white people, but 90% of, if not more, of South Africa's wealth is wealth. 90% of South Africa's wealth is in the hands of white people.
100%.
Even though they are a minority, what's the percentage? How many white people is it, like 13%? Huh? If coloreds are 2%.
Nah, can't be
It
that.
can't
little.
be that
They a
little,
lot
bruh.
there in Cape Town, bro.
White.
Cape Town is white as white as hell up in there, bro.
Compromising of 7.2 to 7.3. Okay, so 7.2 million, 7.2%. 4.5 million white people.
But that's inaccurate. Those are official statistics. They say that there's an estimated 2 million illegal European foreigners in Cape Town.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
there's a lot more white people here than we account for.
But let's go with that. 7% of the population is white.
Yeah.
And they are wealthier than 90% of
Yep.
the rest of the population.
Yep.
So this white genocide thing that's funny to me.
Yeah.
Anyone who actually believes that, like, okay, I don't know what's happening in the world, but you worse, you dumb.
Yeah, but it's like they want to believe that. They want to push those narratives. You know, Donald Trump he has certain agendas and those narratives cater to those agendas. That's why he pushes them. I'm sure he doesn't believe a lot of the shit he even says, but he'll say it because all these Americans are brainwashed by that stuff.
Do you think that it's like a victim mindset, like white people wanna be victims, or like reverse? What's it called? Reverse apartheid.
I feel like in some
thing.
way, all humans want to hone in on victimhood somewhere along
How
the
does
line.
it benefit you, though?
Because that cry for sympathy gets people's attention. You know, once you activate people's emotions, then they lend you an ear, and sometimes they lend you a check or two for that sympathy. You know, that's what happens with the whole feminist thing.
Mhm.
It's all based on we are the victims. Hear our cry. Give us money. Give us donations. Yeah.
You see, a few weeks ago, the Burra that went to America, some of them say they want to come back because they were left without jobs. They
Yep.
can't get jobs. They can't, so they want to come back home.
Yeah, I read about this or watched the TikTok video on this Afrikaans family that went to the US, and this white guy from the US, he was like, you know what? I'm gonna take care of these South Africans. They're under this communist piece of shit, Mandela, blah, 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 blah. So he goes, he adopts these white people. He was like, those people chilled there for a year, smoking cigarettes and drinking. And he had to spend like 30K a month on them. They didn't do shit. So he was like, nah, y'all need to go back. Y'all need to go back. That's the thing.
Oh.
That's whole like politics is so
It's draining.
it's
bruh.
draining, and it's they romanticize bullshit, you know, and then people buy into it. And then once you buy into it and you realize the realities of it, you're like, nah, but this is some bullshit though. You know, and I feel like all of us fall into that trap when it comes to politics because they are by and large responsible for a lot of the ideology that's circulating around the world today, even religion. You know, religion is a big political tool that's been used for centuries, and people don't even, like, till this day understand it. I'm still so surprised how Black South Africans have bought so much into Christianity and foregone their traditional
Yeah.
values for Christianity.
That's
That
true, bro.
baffles me, bro.
They've abandoned their culture and how they grew up, like, you know, with the whole ancestor thing.
Yep.
And yeah,
For a
There's a
white
lot of-
Jesus. For a blonde hair,
White
blue eye,
savior.
white Jesus.
white savior.
You abandon
You
your
know what
ancestors.
I saw what's this called? I don't know if I remember
Ancestors are
exactly.
chilling. They're like, fuck.
I don't know if I'll remember exactly the video, but this woman says, you know, my 12-year-old daughter came home one day and she asked me, Mommy, do you know that white people used the Bible to enslave our people? They made you believe that your God is white and you must worship him.
Yep.
A 12-year-old daughter. And she's like, yeah, I can see how you can believe that. Cool. And they used religion to enforce slavery.
Yep.
Like in the Bible also, there's a lot of shit about slavery and how
Yep.
you must respect your master.
Yep.
Your master can beat you up. There's this one thing that says if you don't die within 48 hours after being beaten, it's okay because you know you are your master's property.
Whoa.
Yo. So yeah, if I was black, bruh, nah. Well, I am black, but yeah, when it comes to religion, sensitive topic, bruh. Just The thing about the church is they pick and choose the nice things in the Bible.
Yes.
And most people don't go home and read the Bible.
Yeah.
Y'all
True.
don't know what's in the Bible.
True.
That's, last week I was at Maracana and I was just chilling, minding my own business. And this girl just came and spoke to me. And she was yapping away. And then she started speaking about religion. So I'm like, nah, I'm not really into religion.
Yeah.
I would consider myself an atheist. I don't really believe that there is a God.
Yeah.
And then she was saying, what if I told you I can prove to you that there is a God? I said you would be a Nobel Peace Prize winner.
Yeah.
If you could prove there's a God, there wouldn't be multiple religions.
Yeah.
There would be one religion and we'd all be following that one God.
Yeah.
But you can't prove it. Everyone has their own idea of where we come from. And especially the Bible, you speaking about the Bible, and she said she's a Sunday school teacher. I said, you're not supposed to be teaching. According to the Bible, women shouldn't be teaching,
Damn.
right? But you're a Sunday school teacher. It says that in the Bible. And then she was like quiet about it. But yeah, man, I wish a lot more people would just open their minds. And I mean, it's good. It's a good thing for, to give people a conscience.
Yep.
To help people live better and be a good people.
Yeah.
But I think that if you're a good person, you're just a good person. You don't need religion to be a good person.
Yeah, you absolutely don't.
They say that if you want, but bad people are always gonna do bad things.
Yeah.
But if you want good people to do bad things, teach them religion.
Sheesh.
Crazy.
Yeah, religion is just a sticky one. I
Yeah.
stay thinking about it like and like to what you're saying, people take what suits them and then they kind of form their own religion based on what they've gotten from the Bible. And it's like no, bro. If you choosing to follow the Bible, you have to follow the entire thing.
And I always get that, yeah, but that's the Old Testament. The New Testament has wild shit in it as well.
Yes. I mean, even now there's like churches being led by gay people. Gay people, if you don't know, according to Christianity, you are an abomination.
Exactly. You're not supposed to be preaching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you believe that I'm a Christian, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up Christian.
Don't you believe like, okay, I've read where like the Bible comes from. Don't you believe like it's fake Christianity and real Christianity? Like fake Rand and a fake Rand and a real Rand.
So how do you tell the difference?
By the fruits, man. Like the Bible says so as well, Like test every preacher, test any Christian by the fruits. What is
But that's the
fruits?
thing, as like someone like me, when you start asking questions, they don't want you to question. When you start bringing logic into it, you'll realize that, I mean, there were 3,000 gods. There's over 3,000 gods, I mean, currently. And how do you know you're not wrong? What if Muslims are wrong? What if the Hindus are, what if the Muslims are right? What if the Hindus are right? What if they are Greek gods and now we're calling it mythology?
There are different gods. It's just that people have not really studied the Bible. God says there are other gods, but serve me because I'm a jealous God. So meaning there are different religions, but he's not supporting them. He's supporting his religion, and that's why he's saying to other people.
So
what if you're a Christian tomorrow? And
what if you were born in the middle of India and you grew up Hindu?
Do
you think you'd be going to hell? Because you're not.
Those people are not gonna go to hell.
The Christian God.
Those people are not gonna go to hell. So this is what's gonna happen after maybe the world.
You think that they're misinformed?
Yeah. So
what if you misinformed?
God is gonna judge you based on. Okay, let me give you something. So on Revelations, right? God speaks about like how the world is gonna end.
Yeah.
And how he's gonna form a new earth.
Yeah.
Right. So there'll be people that will be given a second chance on the new earth.
Yeah.
While other people will be still in heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then those people, maybe let's say a Hindu, whatever, maybe based on like you said, you're born in the middle of India, what maybe it's whatever God, right? God will He will basically forgive you and give you a second chance based on the knowledge. So God would be judging you based on the knowledge you have.
But don't you think that's an egotistical stance? Because as a Christian, you believe, yeah, we're right. But that's only because you grew up Christian.
Yeah, it's an
The
egotistical.
Hindus also grow up believing what you believing. The Muslims grow up believing that.
Yeah, it's an egotistical thing because I think everyone is egotistical about whatever their culture, you know.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
how can you be confident about something you don't know anything about?
And the reason why Christians are so confident and about what they know is because why is other religions not hated than the religion of Christianity?
But it's because it's the most commercialized or the most widespread. The most
Yeah.
widespread thing is always going to be the most
But that's
hated.
because they
Okay.
colonize the most countries.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
I want to say this. Do you know that they marketed the Bible without the Bible wanting to market itself? I'm saying something that makes sense to me, but it not make sense to someone. So I can put down this juice bottle or this juice bottle or this Woolworths bottle, right? It has a lot of information, but it gets marketed unintentionally so.
No,
Meaning that it needs to get to people. So meaning
I disagree vehemently with that.
I'm
I
listening.
disagree vehemently with that because it doesn't market itself. It's all part of political weaponry. And politicians have used the Bible more especially because it's so mass adopted. It's so easy to use that tool to influence large populations of people. That thing doesn't just go places the way the average Christian makes it out to seem. No. Who do you think King James was? Do you think that was just a messenger from God trying to liberate everybody?
Do you know who King James was?
I don't know much about King James, but I've heard some information about King James on some podcast a while ago.
Okay, I was doing my own research, like
Yeah.
who's King James. So King James was like a king of England, right?
Yeah.
And the Bible was written in Hebrew, and the Bible was making waves in terms of like stories about Moses, people like, you know,
Yeah.
from Israel. So it was making waves in Israel and everything. And why people were trying to protect it and people were trying to like take out notes. So there are Bible notes or Bible tablets that are in Rome locked up because it carries a lot of information.
Yeah.
And they gave us the bits of pieces because they want to control us.
Yes.
So those notes tell us how to actually activate our spiritual lives and hear God audibly, and also how to manage our finances, create wealth, right? And if you track back, who are the most wealthy people? Are Jews, right?
Yeah.
And where do Jews actually come from? Israel. So where was the Bible from? Israel, written in Hebrew. So
that's
so-
also not
so I'm-
really the
I'm-
most accurate because some people say the oldest record of the Bible is Ethiopia.
yeah, okay, yeah.
What's the
From what I've
youngest
heard,
religion?
yeah, from what I've heard as well. But
What's
from
the
what
youngest
I've
religion
read,
currently?
it's from Hebrew.
The youngest religion apparently is Islam. Islam, they say, Islamic people believe that they are the final religion. Yeah.
So King James was like,
Lorenzo said Penwellism.
Aye, Penwellism, we can ignore you. Aye,
Penwell.
we
Pen
were
needs to
with Penwell
relax.
last week, and he was like, "Please give me a moment, guys." And
Penwell
we were like,
needs to
"Penwell, what's
relax.
happening?" He's like, "No, I'm praying to myself." I'm like,
Aye,
Brings
Penwell needs to
himself.
relax,
What a
yeah.
legend, though.
so King James was the reason why King James version was King James was trying to like translate the Bible from Hebrews to English so that he can understand. So he was writing it down, and there was like maybe someone was like, you know, telling him
Interpreting.
interpreting.
Cap.
And then that's where like it formed, and that's where it made waves. That's where yeah.
What did I say? Interpretator.
Yeah, interpret.
Nah, that's cap.
Interpreter.
So what happens? The Bible was taken, and then when the Bible was taken, King James read it, and then he made it, commercialized it, and sold the book. And this way, like people are reading. Okay, let's read the book of our king.
Let me give you something.
He
to
wrote
think
it, and
of,
then
nah?
that's where it got delivered. Let's say people are colonizing South Africa. They were carrying the Bible because they wanted to read what King James actually was saying in this book, or maybe wrote about this book from Hebrews. You know, so And then when it got to South Africa as well, that's where the Bible found itself here.
Cap.
And then from
Hey,
there,
this
Cap,
guy.
that's rubbish, bro.
from there,
No, okay. First of all, if you put it logically, which politician can you trust throughout this, even now? Which politician can you point a finger to where you can say, I absolutely trust everything this person has intentions for?
The
David.
Uruguayan president.
Nah, even him, bro, even if we knew him, we'd know things about him. You
That
cannot
president
trust.
gave away 80% of his salary and he just lived in his small home and he
president.
drove his Beetle.
That's one.
The
But
Uruguayan. But that's
in
the only one.
general,
Yeah.
you cannot trust anybody that's in a position of such power because there's always hidden agendas.
Yeah.
You cannot trust somebody, King James, whoever he was, bro. First of all, there were a lot of holy books excluded from the Bible, like Moses' grandfather's book, the book of Enoch, that explains why the flood happened. You ask yourself, why was a book like that excluded, that detailed key information that I think we'd want to know of why this flood happened? You know, of fallen angels and stuff, but we just have a whole missed book of all of that stuff.
So what you're trying to say to me, you do believe that?
No, I don't. No. Whoa. Don't try that Christian bullshit. Don't try that bullshit.
Wait, listen
Don't
here.
try that
Let me give you
bullshit.
something to think about. Huh? As an atheist, I feel I'm more humble than any other religious person because I have the confidence to say I don't know. I don't know whether there is a God. I don't see any evidence that there is a God. You can say I've abandoned my faith because I grew up Christian, but as I'm living through life, I'm now 31 years old. I've lived long enough to see that there's no evidence of a God, right? And
do you
I've come to
believe-
the conclusion that I don't know. But if there is a God and someone has the proof, I'm open minded. Whereas a religious person is firm in their faith, even though they don't have any evidence. You grew up, right? 9 times out of 10, your parents, following your parents' religion, right? And you're so firm in that. You never learned the Quran. You never learned the Torah. You never learned any other religious books. You only learned your book. And you are so confident in that. What you don't know, there's more that you don't know that you am I saying that right? There's more that you don't
yeah.
know than what you do know.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm confident enough to say that. I know there's a lot that I don't know. So how can I come to this conclusion that, yeah, definitely there's a white bearded man in the sky and he's looking after all of us and he loves all of us.
Bro, even the fact that these records were kept by human beings. If we look at the state of things now, you can't believe anything that is written or anything that is purported on social media. You have to take it with a pinch of salt. You have to do due diligence. Back then, any nigga that could write, they assumed he was telling the truth. And so
Yeah.
few of them could write. There were a lot of illiterate people. So the one person that's taking record of stuff, people are like, damn, that must be the truth.
Mm.
All the stories of Jesus Christ, it could have been niggas completely exaggerating this thing, you know?
Mm.
They look at Jesus, they're like, the man is busy swimming. They're like, he walked on water. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you know?
Yeah.
How can you prove that that man was wrong when so many were illiterate?
Mm.
Bro,
Nah.
you can't take human
Bro, and
account
the
as
world
the
is so
complete truth.
fucked up, bro. If I was God, nah, maybe I'm better. I don't know. But if I was God, I would be out here killing all the rapists, killing all the murderers, child molesters, and I would be doing something about it. You can't tell me he's just watching from above, like,
Yo, they have free will. They can
Nah.
discern. Bro. Clearly, we can't discern.
Speaking
let
like
me
a
make
former
let me make
Christian.
Blaine
Clearly,
rich.
we can't discern,
No,
bro.
let me make Blaine
Were you a
rich because
Christian
he prays
before
to
Blaine?
me.
I was baptized Catholic, bro, but
I
that's some
see.
bullshit. I realized when I was 7, that's some bullshit, bro.
Now let me make Blaine rich because he prays to me.
Mm.
You know, Blaine prays. So you know when people are like, yeah, God gave me everything I have, whatever. Thank God, blah 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 blah. Okay, what about all the other people suffering? What about people, right now, somewhere in the country, someone is getting raped. There's a child being molested.
Someone's not eating.
Someone's starving.
Yep.
Nah, but he's God's favorite child. Make him rich. Yeah. Yeah.
You
so
know
now you're
what?
born in India. You don't believe that you don't know anything about Jesus. You're gonna go to hell.
I feel like there's principles that come from being religious that can make you successful. Like if you are praying every day, you are in a meditative state where you are affirming your success every day. That's going to make you successful.
So, can I ask you something? So that's true. So let's say
I can also disagree with that.
so let's
though.
say
Before you go on, I'll say I disagree with that because the poorest countries in the world are the most religious countries.
Yeah.
So the people are praying.
Yeah.
But just because you're praying doesn't mean anything, bro. If you work hard and don't pray, I guarantee you're gonna be successful. But if you
100%.
pray and you don't work hard, nothing's gonna happen.
Nah, but that's so what I'm trying to say is if you adopt, like for instance, I know a guy who's Muslim and every morning at midnight he wakes up
Every
to pray.
morning. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You
At
just
midnight he
confused me
wakes up
there.
to pray. You know what I'm saying? But in combination with the prayer, he works equally as hard.
Mhm.
So he's doing all those things. It's if a human that was atheist meditated every day, did daily affirmations, worked on daily tasks, daily objectives every day, you're destined for success.
Mhm.
You know? So hence I'm saying with religion, there's people who practice religion in such a way where it's not just prayer, it's not just hopes and dreams, it's practical shit that they're implementing in their lives, you know? Whereas most people are taught that, nah, like everything that you're experiencing, yeah, all the struggle, just pray about. It's like, bro.
And also, if God has
Come
a
on,
plan,
bruh.
why are you praying, bro? He's most already made up his mind.
That's also another thing. If this whole thing is predestined, what are you asking for? That means
Exactly.
you don't trust your creator
Yeah, stop
because
praying,
everything
bruh.
is already planned for you.
Must stop praying. He already has a plan, bro. Yeah.
No,
Just
I'm not,
our
it's a
perspective.
perspective, man. But what I want to say, let's say Blaine, right? I come up to you. You know me. Let's say we're friends and we've been growing up together. I've been dabbling into Christianity. You've been dabbling into I don't believe in God. I'm an atheist.
Yeah.
And then I come to you one day. I prophesy to you.
Yeah.
Tell you what happened in your past, what happened in the future, what's happening.
Yeah.
And it's all true.
Yeah.
So would you think that's God, or would you think? What would you think?
You believe in coincidence?
I don't believe in coincidence.
Yo.
Okay, coincidence is when God chooses to remain anonymous.
Wait, ask your question again. Ask what you asked him so I understand it again.
So let's
So
say
if somebody could predict,
no. Okay, let me.
somebody prophesied on my past, my present, and my future, and they did it accurately.
Let's say yeah, but I'm your close friend.
Yes.
You've seen me going to church every day and everything,
Yeah.
and you've been like Vuyo, my brother and everything. We're still
Yeah.
friends. We're boys. We're cool.
Yeah.
And then one day, the Holy Spirit comes down upon me and says, "Yo, Vuyo, tell your brother about his past, his present, and his future." And all of them happens. So your future maybe happens maybe in the next day or 2 days.
Okay.
And then it does happen. You're like, oh, boy, it happened. And I'm using the name of God, of Jesus. Would you
Yeah.
believe that?
But
Me-
how could you prophesize over his past, present, and future if you didn't see Luanda coming to rasper you?
Exactly. I'll be like, this guy's full of shit, bro. This guy's getting played here on the side. He's trying to give me advice. This guy's trying to give me advice.
I'm just saying, I was asking
You didn't see
something.
Luanda coming, but he wants to
Exactly.
tell you.
I'm
No,
just
bro.
saying. I'm
I'd
just
say,
saying.
nigga, focus on your own
I'm
life.
just saying, because there's people who are
Damn.
prophets out here.
Yo, and with that, we are out, bruh. Fuck, let's end it there. Just to end of Cream this Saturday, 28th of March at Cavo Beach Club. Who do we have on the lineup? It's myself, Shadzo, Shakes, Ilan Fortain, Ashy Deep Freak. Just to mention a few, it's gonna be a legendary day. Doors open at 2 p.m. You guys know Cream. The tables are gonna be sold out by, well, not sold out, but all the tables are gonna be occupied by like 5 p.m. It always happens. So come early to secure your your seat, and see you there.
Listen, local elections are coming up soon.
Oh yeah.
Please make sure that you do your due diligence on these political leaders that are claiming to represent you and your community. Don't take everything at face value. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Yeah, just don't be gullible, and vote responsibly and hold these people accountable that are in charge of your communities, because there's a lot of cuck happening in politics, and just take care of yourself. Kelson Anthony, the best to ever do it.
Oh, wait.
Kelson, wait.
Peace out.